A mistrial has been declared in the Karen Reed murder trial out of Massachusetts. Let's take you to coverage now from CBS News Boston.
So much information from both sides that's really colored people's opinions on what they think actually happened here.
And this has been, as you said, a very complex case for a jury to have to go through and all come to a unanimous decision, which is why, you know, they have come to the judge more than once to say, hey, we have really tried to consider all of the evidence that has been presented to us, but we are still deeply divided.
Right. And, you know, that's why the judge gave the instruction this morning, which is basically called a dynamite instruction. It's supposed to break the log jam that jurors are feeling when they cannot come to a decision, basically telling them what their responsibility is, you know, advising them to listen to each other and to try to come to a consensus if they're able to without compromising their convictions. And they came back and said that they were not able to do that. So at this point, there's no further need to continue to deliberate, and that she declared the mistrial. Now, at this point, you still have a Boston police officer who was dead. You know, you still have quite a bit of evidence that the Commonwealth has put forward saying that they believe that Karen Reed hit him during a snowstorm. He later was found dead on the front lawn of another Boston police officer. And that's the evidence that they put forward. A lot of conflict with that evidence, timing, text messages, some of the evidence put forth with the state police investigators that people believe that there were conflicts there, that he knew some of the witnesses, the lead investigator, that he made some comments that were derogatory and unprofessional, in the words of the prosecution, as to whether or not any of that gets played into the next trial and how that would unfold at this point. And also, you also have the Karen Reed defense team who believes strongly that this was a conspiracy and that something else happened to John O'Keefe, that he did go into the home and there was some type of a fight. And I think that they're looking at all of that evidence in a way that they, like you said, saw that there were a lot of conflicts here. And that's part of the problem.
And right now, we want to get you right out to WBZ's Kmitt, who has been covering this case. She joins us live outside of the Dedham courthouse, where we did show you very briefly emotions were running high outside of the courtroom. And Penny, what is it like out there right now? What are you seeing? What are you hearing?
Absolutely. The judge just announcing a mistrial, and you know, I've been out here for 3 months now. I've seen this crowd. I've seen the way they've crescendo, they've built over the weeks, and I want to talk to Rita Lombardi. She's one of the leaders of this movement. I know you guys erupted in cheers, but this wasn't the outcome you guys were looking for.
Absolutely not. We were expecting a not guilty verdict. All of the evidence that the defense put on, all of the cross-examination that the defense did with the pathetic, mostly pathetic prosecution witnesses. Karen Reed did not kill John O'Keefe. It's that simple. She was framed. And we were hopeful that a jury, that was our last hope, that the jury would come back with a unanimous not guilty verdict. But we accept a hung jury because we know it was either not guilty or a hung jury. Guilty was never an option in this case because you were never going to get 12 jurors to go along with what the prosecution put forward, with the planting of evidence and all the nonsense. And I hit him, I hit him. She did not say I hit him, I hit him.
Well, thanks for your time, Rita.
Yes.
Thanks for talking to us. And guys, a huge eruption out here after that mistrial was declared. Remember, these jurors have been deadlocked. This was several days of deliberation. And I will say this deliberation pretty on par with some other major trials in Massachusetts. It took the jurors several days. The judge sent them back twice, but officially a mistrial declared out here, guys. The atmosphere, I will say, you know, we expected a lot of movement. I think it's a little still. I think people wanted an answer. I think people wanted some sort of closure. And even though it's a mistrial and there is some eruption, I don't know if they got that closure today.